All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Tonight we're going to be talking about the New York Giants. I think there's a current misconception going on right now that the Giants don't have any threats on the offensive side outside of Saquon Barkley. That is not nearly close to the truth. They actually had a lot of talent on their roster last season. Guys like Isaiah Hodgins, Daniel Bellinger, Wan'Dale Robinson. The issue was those three players just couldn't stay on the field, and so they weren't able to break out. But even outside of that, new addition, Darren Waller, pretty much their wide receiver one, Paris Campbell, Jalen Hyatt, who got compared to Usain Bolt level speed, Eric Gray. Eric Gray, I guarantee you, if Oklahoma wasn't desperately bad last season, I guarantee you, Eric Gray, who had 1,600 total yards from scrimmage, would have been selected way earlier than he was with the New York Giants. The Giants got some literal steals in the draft. Deonte Banks at the end of the first round, John Michael Schmitz in the second round, Jalen Hyatt, Eric Gray back-to-back third round and fifth round pick. Those are two players who are going to make immediate impacts on this roster. The big knock is just simply Daniel Jones. A lot of people don't believe in Daniel Jones. Brian Daboll got him on track last season. We saw Daniel Jones' best year of his NFL career, 15 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, completion percentage of 67.2. But the most important thing is this: he didn't turn the ball over. So you have Saquon Barkley, you have a above average, solid defense, and now you have a bunch of weapons on the offensive side where Brian Daboll, Daniel Jones, and this offense can just get extremely versatile, which is going to help this offense get to that next step. At the end of the day, because they were the fourth best rushing team last year, they were actually 15th total in points per game with 21.5. Offensively, they were the fifth worst passing team in the NFL last season, and that is going to change, and that's what we're going to talk about in today's video. But before we do, if you guys enjoy it, be sure to hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily NFL content. I apologize, Giants fans. I haven't made a video on the Giants in about 2 weeks, so if we get this video to 500 likes, that would mean the world to me. But here's the thing, man, and I know that preseason is preseason, and you can overreact or you can underreact. It's preseason. It literally doesn't matter. Jalen Hyatt is a perfect example of why preseason doesn't matter. He had just one catch, -4 yards. I guarantee you, on Friday, you are going to see so much more of Jalen Hyatt. I actually have no idea how he fell to the third round. It's quite shocking. In his final year at Tennessee, he caught 67 balls for 1,267 yards and 15 freaking touchdowns. 15 touchdowns. I don't know what just happened, but 15 touchdowns. I really don't know what that was. He averaged 19 yards per catch. So the New York Giants have surrounded Daniel Jones with playmakers. Jalen Hyatt was a freaking stud at college. We mentioned Eric Gray in his final season. Keep in mind, Oklahoma just wasn't a good football program last season. Carry 11 total rushing touchdowns in the receiving game, which, yeah, he can catch 33 catches, 230 yards. Now, this isn't even Giants media. I'm a Packers fan. Every single reporter or analyst or media member or radio show or TV show that I watch, every single NCAA college reporter could not find a flaw in Eric Gray. Nobody could find a flaw. Maybe the one flaw is 5'9", he's 5'9". It's simply size. I don't know how he slipped to 5. It has to do with running backs, actually, if I had to, give an actual reason for it. But going back real quick to Jalen Hyatt, it's not going to be a crazy 1,500-yard rookie season. They don't need him to do that. There are actually a ton of potential breakout candidates already on this roster, like we just mentioned. Isaiah Hodgins, Wan'Dale Robinson. I mean, these are two big-time playmakers as well who, if they're on the field, if they can stay healthy for a majority of this upcoming season, they're going to have big-time impacts on this squad. In fact, Isaiah Hodgins right now is listed as wide receiver 1. Now, Darren Waller and Daniel Bellinger, a two-headed monster at tight end. I can throw both of my tight ends out there. I can throw both of my running backs out there. I can have speedster Jalen Hyatt lining up anywhere on the field and have Darren Waller and Daniel Bellinger. The middle of the field's going to be wide open when guys like Robinson, Hodgins, and Hyatt just run past whoever's on them, whoever's guarding them, whoever's covering them, they're going to run right past them. The middle of the field's going to be wide open. You're going to jam it down teams' throats with Saquon Barkley, Matt Breida, and Eric Gray. And the touchdowns in the red zone, if Darren Waller is healthy, if Daniel Bellinger is healthy, these are big targets. You can run 2 tight end sets, which essentially means the defense has to match it. That's not ideal for defenses, having, guarding 2 or 3 tight ends. Defenses don't necessarily like to do that. The red zone, this Giants team's going to score touchdowns this season, man. Just the simple threat of having all of these playmakers and, guys like Paris Campbell, the dude is unbelievably quick. You have so many speedster threats, so many guys capable of catching the football. Tight end, wide receiver, both of them, and the running back position. But you have to guard Saquon Barkley still. Like, you still have to guard Saquon Barkley. You still have to stop the Giants' run game. So, as you can probably imagine, Brian Daboll quite literally is licking his chops right now. I mean, he is drawing up everything. This Giants offense next season, it's going to be a lot. I mean, Saquon is still your superstar, so it's going to be rush heavy. But don't sleep on this passing game. People like to look at Daniel Jones' stats and be like, 15 touchdowns isn't going to get it done to win a Super Bowl. All right. Well, first off, the Giants probably aren't necessarily, their goal isn't a Super Bowl. I mean, the goal is always a Super Bowl, but like, this is a long-term thing here. You're hoping you can win for a long period of time. Yeah, it's great to win 1 Super Bowl. Look at the Rams, though. You don't want to finish it with or bounce back to a 5-win season. You want to win, and you want to win for a long period of time. You want to sustain winning. That's what the Giants are trying to do here. Daniel Jones improved last season, and we want to and need to see continual improvement from Daniel Jones. But my point is, there are so many freaking threats on this offensive side. And I'm not trying to rag on the Giants offensive last season, but it was too rush centric. Daniel Jones just didn't have enough threats. And like we said, Darius Slayton is a really solid, reliable wide receiver, but they dealt with so many injuries. All of these players dealt with injuries. Isaiah Hodgins only played 8 games. Bellinger only played 12 games. Robinson played 6 games. Sterling Shepard played 3 games. They were banged up at wide receiver. So I'm not saying the Giants are going to win 13 games and win the division. But what I am saying is the Giants long-term look good. And they look good for this upcoming season. And on paper, I'm really excited about this season. If you get into the playoffs, you have as good of a chance as anybody else. So I don't want to jump the gun here, but keep an eye on Jalen Hyatt in this next preseason game. He's going to get a lot more looks. Keep an eye out on Eric Gray. He had a couple of catches. He's going to be very important to this passing attack next season. They're versatile. This is a versatile offense. And, one thing we didn't even mention all the way up until right now is, everyone thinks of Jalen Hurts, Justin Fields. Daniel Jones ran for 700 yards last year. So you have to worry about all of those threats, running backs, wide receivers, tight ends, but then also Daniel Jones can run. So I'm feeling good. Are you guys feeling good? Let me know down below. If you want more Giants content, hit that comment section up. But guys, what are you feeling about the New York Giants? Let me know a win total down below. Thank you for watching. Peace.